Hello, and thank you for joining us on another edition of On the Road in Hampton Roads. My name is Andy Bond, and Steve Goad and I are touring Hampton Roads, finding people who are making a difference in our community and showing that the American entrepreneurial spirit is still alive. Today we're with the co-founders of Executive Lifestyle magazine, Bill and Heidi Dittmar. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
It's great. Yeah, great to see you. Could you tell us first about how you came to be here and start the magazine, please?
Okay, well, the magazine started back in 1991, and it was something a couple years out of college that just had an idea to do it, and had $1,000 in the bank, so had a lot of capital, and just didn't know what it would be like to fail in business. And fortunately, I met Heidi 3 months after we started the magazine, so we've been doing the magazine for 20 years now.
And Bill has a marketing background, and I have an English degree, so it actually was a great fit business-wise and in our relationship personally, so it worked out pretty well for both of us.
I was going to ask about that because it seems that there are a lot of people that are going to watch this, that are listening to us now, that might want to join as a married couple, may want to start an effort. So how have you found that as a married couple starting an adventure like this? How have you been able to do that?
Well, it's not easy.
No?
There's a fine line between business and work, and you have to create that line so that it's not naturally going to spill over. And each marriage and business is going to spill over into each other, but you have to make sure you have those boundaries so that we're not always talking business, because we could always talk business, and so it's a conscious effort. And also, we get along really well relationship-wise, and we get along well in business, so it works out pretty well. We fill in where the other is not as strong, or something needs to be picked up, we just go and do it, and that's how it works. That's how marriage works, so that's how business works too.
I think there's 2 other parts to that are important. One, for the record, when we started, we didn't really know all these things or think about it beforehand. So if someone's looking to do it now, they got a much better start because they're probably already looking at each other's strengths and weaknesses. In the beginning, we were both, she was teaching, and I had a couple other jobs with soccer and even bartending while we were starting the magazine. So we really grew into this. But the second part of that really comes back to understanding each other's strengths and knowing when one person has maybe a stronger position or a better background to make a decision on the topic. So for example, editorially, I write like I speak, so that a lot of times isn't going to be well put. She's got the background there, so that's her area, and that's her decisions, and maybe something on the marketing realm would be something that even if she has a strong opinion, she'll share it, but she'll still let me kind of make the final decision there. So you got to understand each other's strengths and backgrounds, just like any good partnership.
Executive Lifestyle magazine, how did you come to the idea of it?
That's a 20-year history. I'll give you it in 1 minute. When we first started, the first 6 months we were a tourist magazine. We were called This Month on the Peninsula. We got to December and realized people weren't buying tourist stuff anymore in December, so planning went out the door. We went to The Peninsula magazine. We did that for about 10 years, and then it was about 8 or 9 years ago that we kind of evolved into this concept of executive lifestyle. And that came about because our target market was business owners, business leaders, and we believe strongly that it's all about work-life balance. So you've mentioned earlier our slogans, pursue success with no regrets. So that's how this whole concept of executive lifestyle came to be. Since then, it's developed, and I'll let Heidi share kind of about what it really is and what we're really talking about.
Well, our articles in the magazine are about work-life balance, and it's about pursuing success with no regrets, and that means not achieving things in your career and leaving something else behind. And we believe that your family and your other priorities are just as important as your work responsibilities. And so our articles are all about focusing people onto concepts that they can do the research and they can understand it in a 3 to 5 minute read. we do the research. We have the writers that are the experts. They present it in an easy and short read, so people can sit down in just a few minutes and get the tips without having to take that extra time that takes away from family or work to get the concept and the ideas. And our articles are business concepts, really, and just presented in a unique way that makes it entertaining. And also what we try to do is present a different side than maybe somebody else might have presented it, so that people have a whole picture of work-life balance. And hopefully we're helping them in their life so that things are a little bit easier.